Hello students, welcome to English class. In the previous session, I had introduced the chapter A French Lesson and read and discussed page number 100 along with the meanings of difficult words, phrases and cross questions. Today I will continue with the reading of page number 101. By the end of this video, you will be able to express the story in your own words and you will be able to understand the meanings of difficult words, phrases, and answers of the related questions. But before beginning with today's topic, we'll have a quick review of what we have done in the previous session. In the previous session, we have read Sarah entered the schoolroom and everybody looked at her with wide, interested eyes. All the pupils had heard a great deal about her. They had also seen her French maid, Marriott. Sarah quietly sat in her seat, waiting to be told what to do. She had been placed near Miss Minchin's desk. Her class teacher, Miss Minchin, introduced her to the other girls. Then Miss Minchin took a book and gave it to Sarah, as Sarah's father wanted her to learn French language. Sarah felt a little awkward. Miss Minchin called Sarah a very spoiled little girl because she thought that Sarah did the things according to her own wish. So students, in the previous session we have read till this. Now we'll read further. So open your books at page number 101. But before that, we'll discuss the meanings of difficult words and phrases. Let's start. Our first word is flush. It means rosy glow. Next is annoyances. ANNOYANCES. Annoyances means angry. Next word is desirous. DESIROUS. Desirous means having a wish. Next word is concealing. CONCEALING. Concealing means hiding something. Next word is sarcasm. SARCASM. Sarcasm means harsh, cutting remark. Next word is grave. Grave means very serious. Next word is scrutinizingly. SCRUTINISINGLY. Scrutinizingly means to examine carefully. Next word is cross. It means angry. Next word is anxious. ANXIOUS. Anxious means worried. Next is mademoiselle. It means a young French woman. Next is desperate. It means shocking. DESPERATE. Desperate means shocking. Next word is disgrace. DISGRACE. Disgrace means the loss of respect. Now we'll discuss phrases, and our first phrase is in a very few words, बहुत कम शब्दों में. Next is to correct her, उसको सुधारने को. Next is at the first page, पहले पन्ने पर. Next is with a grave face, गंभीर चेहरे के साथ. Next is to find herself, खुद को खोजने के लिए. Next is in her little book of phrases, उसकी छोटी वाक्यांशों की पुस्तक में. Next is to study together. एक साथ पढ़ने को. Now we'll start reading. If Sarah had been older or less worried about being quite polite to people, she could have explained herself in a very few words. But as it was, she felt a flush rising on her cheeks. Miss Minchin seemed so absolutely sure that Sarah knew nothing whatever of French that she felt as if it would be almost rude to correct her. The truth was that Sarah could not remember the time when she had not seemed to know French. Her mother had been a French woman and Captain Crewe had loved her language, so it happened that Sarah had always heard and been familiar with it. Students, as Sarah was a little girl, so she was not able to express herself, so Miss Minchin assumed that she knew nothing about French and she did not think it necessary to correct her. On the other hand, truth was that Sarah was fluent in French as her mother was a French woman and Sarah's father loved her language. And Sarah heard them conversing in French. So this was the reason that she had been familiar with French. Students, who was Captain Crewe? Sarah's father's name was Captain Crewe. Now we'll read further. I have never really learned French, but she began, trying shyly to make herself clear. Students, once Sarah tried to say that she has not learned French, but she knew French well. Now we'll read further. One of Miss Minchin's chief secret annoyances was that she did not speak French herself and was desirous of concealing the irritating fact. She therefore had no intention of laying herself open to innocent questioning by a new little pupil. Students, the main point was that Miss Minchin herself did not know French and she wanted to hide this fact in order to stay away from students' innocent questions. Students who did not know French, Miss Minchin did not know French. Now we'll read further. That is enough, she said with polite sarcasm. If you have not learned, you must begin at once. The French master, Monsieur Defar, will be here in a few minutes. Take this book and look at it until he arrives. Sarah's cheeks felt warm. She went back to her seat and opened the book. She looked at the first page with a grave face. She knew it would be rude to smile, and she was very determined not to be rude. But it was very odd to find herself expected to study a page which told her that Lape meant the father and Lame meant the mother. Students, Miss Minchin asked Sarah with a harsh cutting remark, if she had not learned, then she must start learning at once. Soon Monsieur Defar would arrive and gave her a book and told her to read. Sarah felt angry. She went back to her seat and decided not to be rude. But the fact was that the page which told her the French words of the father and the mother was very easy. Students, who was coming to teach Sarah French? Monsieur Defar was coming to teach Sarah French. Now we'll read further. Miss Minchin glanced towards her scrutinizingly. You look rather cross, Sarah, she said. I'm sorry, you don't like the idea of learning French? Miss Minchin examined Sarah and asked her that she was looking angry as she did not like the idea of learning French. Now we'll read further. I'm very fond of it, answered Sarah, thinking she would try again. But you must not say but when you are told to do things, said Miss Minchin. Look at your book again. And Sarah did so, and did not smile even when she found that La Fils meant the son and La Ferrere meant the brother. Students, Sarah replied she liked and tried to express that she knew French. But Miss Minchin again interrupted her and told her to look at the book again. But she did not smile even when she found the French word for the son and the brother. So, student, what did Sarah try to explain to Miss Minchin? Sarah tried to explain that she already knew the verse in the book given by Miss Minchin. Now we'll read further. When Monsieur Defarge comes, she thought, I can make him understand. Monsieur Defarge arrived very shortly afterwards. He was a very nice, intelligent, middle-aged Frenchman, and he looked interested when his eyes fell upon Sarah, trying politely to seem absorbed in her little book of phrases. Students, Sarah thought she would tell Monsieur Defarge that she knew French. Soon he arrived, who was a very nice, middle aged Frenchman. He looked at Sarah, who was busy in her book. Students, describe French master Monsieur Defarge. Monsieur Defarge was a very nice, intelligent, and middle aged Frenchman. Absorbed means took in something from a space around. But here it means, what does it mean, absorbed? It means very attentive towards something. Now we'll read further. Is this a new pupil for me, madam? He said to Miss Minchin. I hope that is my good fortune. Her papa, Captain Crewe, is very anxious that she should begin the language, but I'm afraid she doesn't seem to wish to learn, said Miss Minchin. Students, Monsieur Defarge pointed towards Sarah and asked Miss Minchin if he was his new student. Then Miss Minchin explained to the French master that Sarah's father was very excited that his daughter would learn French, but he was afraid that Sarah was not interested. Students, who was the new pupil for Monsieur Defarge? Sarah was the new pupil for Monsieur Defarge. Now we'll read further. I'm sorry about that, mademoiselle, he said kindly to Sarah. Perhaps when we begin to study together, I may show you that it is a charming tongue. Little Sarah rose in her seat. She was beginning to feel rather desperate, as if she were almost in disgrace. The French master encouraged Sarah to learn French and told it is a very charming language. Earlier, Sarah was in disgrace because Miss Minchin and Monsieur Defarge, a French master, thought that she did not know anything about French language. But now she was excited to tell Monsieur Defarge that she knew French. So, students, why was Sarah in disgrace? Sarah was in disgrace because Miss Minchin and Monsieur Defarge, a French master, thought that she did not know anything about French language. So, students, today we have read the page number 101 and 102. On the basis of reading of these pages, you would be able to answer these questions, which are: how did Sarah being familiar with French language? Who was the French master? Next is, why did Miss Minchin give a book to Sarah? Next is, why was Sarah in disgrace? What did Sarah try to explain to Miss Minchin? And the last is, I'm sorry, you don't like the idea of learning French. Why do you think Miss Minchin made such a remark? So, students, today we have done reading of page number 101 and 102 along with word meanings, phrases, and cross questions of the chapter A French Lesson. Now read the chapter again and again for better understanding and follow the SNAP homework schedule. Thank you. Have a nice day.